Hey, Shalom, Israel. Brother Reggie Jr. here. So today, guys, I'm going to be reading Numbers chapter 17, just picking up where I left off from last time. And if you guys can remember in the previous chapter, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, they rose up against the Lord, and then they rose up against who the Lord put in place to lead the children of Israel and to institute the priesthood. And that was none other than Moses and Aaron. And so Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, but we know it was mostly Korah's scheme, they had an issue with that. And they tried to use all type of tactics to try to mask their true intentions. But what it was they wanted to lead the children of Israel, and they wanted Aaron's priesthood, which really wasn't Aaron's priesthood, it was the Lord's priesthood. But they were full of envy, just like Cain. He was full of envy, and it caused him to murder his brother Abel. Well, them brothers, they was in the same boat as Cain, full of envy. And like I read to y'all, I think it was in Psalms, envy does not go away until either you're destroyed or the other person is destroyed. And what ended up happening? Korah, Dathan, Abiram, they were destroyed. Everything that pertained to them was destroyed. Their wife, their children was destroyed right along with them because of envy. And instead of having an open and honest heart to the Lord, hey, Lord, I desire to do more. I'm not really satisfied with the role that you give me. And the Lord would have probably given them more to do. If they desired to be more well known, then guess what? The Lord could have made them more well known. But instead of doing that, they decided they wanted to take some type of shortcut to get where they wanted to go. And then they end up getting destroyed for it. And that's why, too, the Lord says, you have not because you ask not. And let me tell you, a lot of us, we don't ask the Lord for certain things because we know, as the Lord said, we're asking amiss. We're asking with an evil heart. Lord, give me $1 million. But you don't want that $1 million to bless the Lord and his people. You want that $1 million so you can go out here and splurge on your filthy desires. That's why you're asking him. And that's why he's going to tell you no. And that's just the reality. We don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. A lot of us, we ask amiss, and that's why the Lord, he bat our darn prayers down like a baseball. Just bat them right down. But one thing I will say about Korah, Dathan, and Abiram is at least they acted on what was in their heart. Because you got a lot of brothers and sisters, whether it was then and even now, you know, they'll pretend like they rolling with you, but really they got all of this hate for you behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, they talk to you like a dog. I mean, they just go in on you. But in front of you, you know, they act like they're rocking, you know, with the Lord. And, oh, yeah, you know, oh, yeah. But behind the scenes, they trying to find ways to destroy you. But one thing about Korah and them is Korah and them was like, you know what? We finna go through with this rebellion. We finna be men, and we gonna be show our disgust, hate. We gonna just say it. We gonna straight act on it. But see, the rest of the congregation, they didn't have the balls to do what Korah did. At least Korah got up like a man and did what he was gonna do. But the rest of them, it was in their heart. That's why the Lord told Moses, he said, you know, Moses, get out the way. I ain't finna just get Korah, Dathan, and Abiram and the 250 princes. He said, yo, I'm finna get all the children of Israel. He was finna kill all of them. But Moses, of course, interceded. But why was the Lord going to take all of them? Because they all their mind was in rebellion against the Lord. Remember, they weren't rebelling against Moses and Aaron. That's what they thought, because they were looking at a man. But they were actually rebelling against the Lord, because the Lord is the one that put them in those spots. The Lord could put whoever in what spot whenever he want to. That's why the Lord say, this earth is mine and I'll give it to whomsoever I will. I do what I want. I'm the dictator. I dictate everything that go on this earth. Now, man don't want to believe that, especially Israel, full of unbelief. They don't want to believe that, but it's the truth. Just like on the Sabbath, we was talking about Zedekiah. Zedekiah, he didn't believe God. See, he didn't believe that God was who he was and that he controlled everything and that he ran the affairs of men. Zedekiah didn't believe that. So Zedekiah ended up getting destroyed, ended up going to Babylon, getting his eyes poked out, all because he didn't believe that the Lord rules in the kingdom of man. Because Daniel figured that out, that the Lord rules in the kingdom of man. And once you begin to truly understand that, brothers and sisters, that the Lord run this thing on this earth, then you don't stress about nothing in life, because you know who run the show. You know who's pulling the strings. You know who the puppet master is behind the scenes. Okay. But during the whole fiasco that was going down, the Lord Moses told the people, he said, look, the Lord is going to show who is his and who is not his. Well, the Lord hadn't actually accomplished that yet. He just simply killed Korah, Dathan, and Abiram and the 250 princes. But now in this chapter that I'm getting ready to do, he's going to get ready and show who he chose and who is his and who he's with, basically. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Numbers chapter 17, and I'm going to start with verse 1. And it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers, of all their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Write thou every man's name upon his rod. So the Lord had each tribe to produce a rod, because through this he's getting ready to show who he has chosen and who he's with. And when we saying who he's with, in other words, he's saying who I've decided to give my priesthood to. I was going to say something else, but let's keep reading. Verse 3, and thou shalt write Aaron's name upon the rod for Levi. So when it came to the Levites, he wanted them to put Aaron's name. For one rod shall be for the head of the house of their fathers, and thou shalt lay them up in the tabernacle of the congregation before the testimony, where I will meet with you. 5, and it shall come to pass that the man's rod, because remember there was 12 of them, each rod represented a house, the house of a tribe in Israel, and whoever he chose, that's who he decided that he was going to give his priesthood to, who he has chosen for his priesthood. It says, and it shall come to pass that the man's rod whom I shall choose shall what? Blossom. And I will make to cease from me the murmurings or the complainings of the children of Israel, whereby they murmur against you. Because remember, they accused Moses and Aaron, of course, in their hearts, of lifting themselves up over the congregation, making themselves the priest. They accused them of that. But the Lord was going to show Israel right in front of them. Because remember, the Lord didn't choose Moses and Aaron in front of everybody. Remember when he first chose Moses and Aaron? He wasn't where the children of Israel was. The Lord separated him. He was by himself. And he said, I'm choosing you, Moses, to do this great work. Since you acting like you don't want to take the job, you acting like you can't speak. Well, here go your brother Aaron coming right here to help you do your job, because you're doing the job whether you like it or not. And but see, the children of Israel, they didn't see all of that. And notice when Korah and them rose up against Moses, notice how Moses didn't explain any of that to them. You know why? Because Moses didn't owe them a damn explanation. He didn't owe them a single word. He could have told them all that, but he didn't say nothing. You know why? Because you need to believe. That's why. But that's a whole nother subject. But real quick, let's go ahead and go to number 16. Because this is what the congregation was saying. Number 16, we're going to read verses, let's see, 3 and 5. And it says, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and Aaron and said unto them, Korah was just speaking what the rest of the congregation said. So they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation. So they're basically Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, the 250 princes, and the congregation was accusing them of setting themselves up over the children of Israel. And of course it says, when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face, verse 5, and he spake unto Korah and to all his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord will shew who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him. But he finna really show who is his. Okay, let's go back to number 17, because he gonna show an open display to the children of Israel, so they are not mistaken at all as to who the Lord has chosen. Verse 6. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one, according to their fathers' houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. And Moses laid up the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded. The rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded and brought forth buds and blooms and bloomed blossoms and yielded almonds. So we see Aaron in the tribe of Levi, that's what Moses was of. He was of the tribe of Levi. They were chosen to do the work of the Lord. So there was no more arguments. Moses being a Levite, Aaron being a Levite, his sons, Aaron's sons being Levites, they were chosen to do the work. And on top of that, the whole tribe of Levi was given to Aaron to help him in doing his work. So right with this right here, there is no more guessing of who the Lord has chosen to do the great work. Verse 9. And Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord unto all the children of Israel, and they looked and took every man his rod. And see, the Lord have to do stuff like this because Israel can't just believe. They don't have enough common sense to know when the Lord has sent somebody. They always want a sign. They did that with Jesus. Oh, no, I don't think you the Messiah. Ain't no way you could be the Messiah. Now, I know no man has ever did any kind of miracle. That no man has ever done the miracles you have done, Jesus, but we still don't believe you. Yeah, we know you raising the dead and all of that, and, you know, breaking all this bread and fishes, feeding a whole multitude with little, but we still don't believe you. We need a sign. And that's typical Israel. Always need a sign because they can't just believe. You know, it's a sad case for Israel. But let's keep reading verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony to be kept for a token against the rebels. Look at what he called the children of Israel. He called them rebels. Now, did he call them holy? No, he called them rebels. And just understand, brothers and sisters, when it's your time and the Lord raise some of y'all up to teach the children of Israel, understand that this is what you're going to be dealing with. You're going to be dealing with rebels. People who always fight and struggle against authority, struggle against discipline and accountability. This is who you're going to be up against majority of the time is rebels. Because there's only going to be a very few, there's going to be a remnant of brothers and sisters that actually love the Lord and love his word. The rest of them, they just playing. The rest of them, they just act like they rocking with you, and they shouldn't even be rocking with you. That's ridiculous in itself. They supposed to be rocking with the Lord. We need to throw all this man worship out the window. We is not supposed to be worshiping one another. We supposed to be rocking with the Lord. Because let me tell you something. The ones that sing your praises the most, them be the most wicked jokers ever. Wicked as hell. Them the ones that really hate you. So don't be fooled. Okay? Understand that that's who you're going to be dealing with. Rebels. And it's only a matter of time before the real them come out. Because see, Israel ain't like the heathen. The heathen can sit with you for 25 years, 30, 40 years, and you will never know that they had a problem with you. But Israel, they can't hold it for long because they're a very emotional, dark group of people. Very emotional. So it don't take long for you to see their rebellion. To see when they're going off. It don't take long at all. All you got to do, don't even say nothing. Just sit back and watch them. Because we see a lot of y'all. We just don't say nothing. Because we don't address it, a lot of y'all think we stupid. But we not stupid. We see you. But like Moses, we're not here to strive with you. We going to let the Lord handle you. And the Lord going to expose your dark behind. But what is our job? We got to bring forth this word. That's our job. Our job ain't to try to separate the wheat from the tares. We let the Lord handle that. But just because we don't address stuff do not mean we stupid. Trust me. But we just let the Lord handle it. And in due time, he gonna get you. Okay? But let's keep reading, brothers and sisters, verse 11. And Moses did so as the Lord commanded him, so did he. And the children of Israel spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, we die, we perish, we all perish. Whosoever cometh anything near unto the tabernacle of the Lord shall die. Shall we be consumed with dying? Because remember, only the Levites were tasked with these sort of things, going in the tabernacle, being really close to the tabernacle. Only the Levites got that privilege. Okay, let's go real quick to Numbers 18, and we're going to read verses 4 and 7. It says, And they shall be joined unto thee, and keep the charge of the tabernacle congregation for all the service of the tabernacle. And a stranger shall not come nigh unto you. So the Lord is addressing these Levites. You know, he's saying, listen, don't let no stranger in other words, don't let no stranger come near to you while you're doing the service of the tabernacle or in the tabernacle, anything like. They shouldn't have anything to do with the service of the tabernacle, because I consider them what? Strangers. I don't know them. And when he's talking about strangers, he's talking about these other tribes of Israel. They're strangers to me. I don't know them because I didn't charge them to do this work. And so if they step in the wrong lane, I'm going to have to deal with them. That's essentially what's being said. There was more I had actually wanted to say with that, but I'm just cutting some of it because it ain't the time to bring it forth. But the Lord basically telling them, hey, make sure none of these other tribes of Israel try to creep up and do the service of the tabernacle. Don't try to get them to help you or nothing, because I'm going to have to put them to death. Remember, that's what happened to Nadab and Abihu. It said they offered strange fire. You know why the Lord killed them? They didn't do anything different that Aaron did. They didn't do anything different. I hear all kind of conspiracy theories concerning them too. Even the Christians be having all kind of conspiracies concerning that. No, No, the problem was they tried to do Aaron's job. They tried to do a job that was only supposed to be done by the high priest, and the Lord put them to death because they were a stranger to the Lord. Lord is like, who is this doing the high priest work? Aaron's supposed to be doing this. Who are these two? Even though he knew them, but he didn't assign them to do it. So he's like, who are these guys? And put them to death. Because I don't know you. I didn't task you with this job. All right. Verse 7, it says, Numbers 18:7, therefore thou and thy sons with thee shall keep your priest's office for everything of the altar and within the veil, and ye shall serve. I have given your priest's office unto you as a service of gift. And on top of that, the Levites were given to this priest office as well to help the high priest and the priest. Says, and the stranger that cometh nigh, to these other Israelites that belong to other tribes, shall be put to death. Okay, so I hope that was clear. And they say, man, well, how come, man, the Lord, how come he chose the Levites, man? You know, that ain't fair. Why he ain't choose somebody else? Well, let's go to Acts 7, and we're going to read verse 35, and it says, this Moses, who they, the children of Israel, refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge? That same Moses did God send to be a ruler and a deliverer, because that's all a judge is a deliverer, by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush. In other words, the Lord do what the hell he want to do. I chose Moses because that's what I wanted to do. Because the Lord is sovereign, brothers and sisters. Nobody can stop him from doing nothing he wants. That's why the Lord said, who can stop my word? Who is it on this earth that you can go get to stop me? That's a question the Lord is asking me. He's asking you and anybody else. Who on this earth can you go get to stop me? Even these heathen trying to make laser weapons, trying to make all of this stuff to try to stop Jesus when he come back. The Lord said, listen, puny weapon, look, nothing you got can stop me. You got to use my resources to make these weapons and everything that you think you making to try to come and stop me. See, man is just insane. The more you learn about God, the more you learn how insane mankind is. Humanity is doomed, full of evil and full of folly. You cannot get over or around the Lord. He just said, who can stop or stay my word? When the Lord puts forth a decree, who gonna stop it? If the Lord say tomorrow, this country gonna fall, I don't care how much that country prepare. I don't care how much that country is anticipating the fall. They not going to be able to stop it, because the Lord say my word got to come to pass. Just like on the Sabbath, again, when we was talking about Zedekiah, he thought, because the Lord was telling him, listen, either way you going into the hand of the Babylonians. So what you need to do is just do it my way. So that way no harm come to you. You could save your house and Jerusalem won't be burned down. But you not going into the hands of the king of Babylon, that's not an option. But Zedekiah said, screw that. I'm going to try to go ahead and run away from everything, because I don't want to go to in his hands at all. So I'm going to try to run through the back door. And remember, ain't nobody going to stay the Lord word. So what happened? God had them Babylonians to go out and get his behind. And you know, the Lord is hilarious. He'll let you get real far too, thinking, yes, sir, I'm gonna escape. You on the horse? Yes, sir, I'm gonna escape. He lets you go about 15 miles and you could see the next city in the horizon. And all you hear behind you, you just hear them horses. Oh, shoot, they got me. That's how the Lord do you. Why? Because you should have believed him. It's amazing, brothers and sisters, that we believe everything man say. We believe our parents. We'll believe our school teachers. We'll believe our preachers. We'll believe our bosses on the job. We'll believe the president, prime minister. We'll believe all these people. But we will not believe God when he says something. We won't believe it. It's just, again, mankind is insane. They have lost their minds, totally disconnected from God. Totally lost. Okay? But that's it, brothers and sisters. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. And I will see you in the next chapter. Shalom.